So welcome the Cosmic Light Collective and all those who are assisting us here on the earth today. Thank you for all your work through all of these months, and especially through these very tense and and turbulent few days and weeks. We are grateful for your support, your protection, your guidance, and your love as we navigate these challenges as soulfully as possible. I heard your message to speak about honesty today, and so here are some of our questions about this very important topic. How is honesty connected to recognizing truth? In the current political situation, will honesty let truth prevail? And how do we deal with dishonesty in conversations so that both parties arrive at the truth? How do we remain honest with ourselves? And lastly, how do we recognize honesty and truth? We come to you today with humble hearts, with a humble awareness of the difficulties of evolving out of third dimensional duality and into fifth dimensional ascension. We come to you with respect and with gratitude for your willingness to stay the course, for your commitment to love beyond measure, and for your joy in being able to participate in the ascension process and to assist each other's lives in beautiful and profound ways. We come with these humble hearts and minds as we recognize that the days ahead are difficult and that much love and much strength is required to pierce the veils even further and allow the light to shine. So we offer this transmission on honesty today as a gift to further piercing the veils and allowing the illumination of the clear light to guide, to symbolize, to make clear the path forward that all can walk, no matter who you are, what you believe, or where you come from. Honesty is the ability to trust your soul. It is the ability to trust your soul. To recognize the ignorance of the ego and surrender control. That is the true definition of honesty. Because your ego cannot recognize multidimensional realities. It can only participate in the illusions and delusions of third dimensional duality. You continue to fight over what began millennia ago because all your ego can see is division. If you're going to be truly honest, your ego cannot fix you or save you, and it has imprisoned you. So to embrace honesty as a way of life means that you must embrace the presence, the power, and the intelligence of your soul as the primary mover and director of your life. When you engage in honest experiences with your soul in your body, truth is easy because it simply is revealed. Truth is revealed through honesty. Truth is revealed. It's seen through honesty. And when that truth is revealed, there is no resistance to it because it is so clear that you now have options available to you based on the emergence of the truth that you can honestly embrace. The question about conversations is a really good one. And the main reason that it's really good is if one person is working through the soul and the other is working through the ego, the soul can allow that individual to recognize what the ego is doing so that the person can identify the selfishness or the fear or the loss or the anger that the ego is currently experiencing. And the soul can say, you know what, you're really out of control. Not really going to go there with you anymore. And you can honestly take responsibility for those negative egoistic experiences. And at that point, you can stand down in the conversation and simply be open to what's really happening from your soul's perspective. There's nothing to get massively upset about because you get it. You did X, Y, and Z for such and such a reason, and it wasn't your brightest move. Sorry, done. How do I fix it? That's honesty, revealing truth so that you can fix, heal, remediate, and redeem. Now, if the other person, on the other hand, is not soul connected and is completely embedded in egoistic defenses, all you can do is let them play out their fit. You can choose to love them in their distress, but not engage in their elusive and delusional experience. It takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of stability. And it takes a lot of personal strength to stand in your honesty and admit just how much your ego has been controlling your life. But once you do, you can take back control of your life from your ego. You can allow your soul to guide those choices. The use of compassionate intelligence and enlightened action. And by doing so, you change the frequency of the conversation, offering the other person an opportunity to stand down from the ego defense because the ego doesn't feel so threatened anymore. Many times, if you're going to be honest with your soul and your personal experience, you simply need to listen to the story that the person in fear or anger or sadness or hurt has to tell you. And when you listen through the honesty of your soul, the way you take in the experience and the information is dramatically different than when your ego is determining what will and will not be allowed into your conscious awareness. Very important words. What will and will not be allowed to enter your conscious awareness by the ego. Your soul doesn't have stringent limitations because it sees everything. It experiences everything that you're in, and it filters out what's important. Your ego doesn't have a multidimensional filter to it because it's just a third-dimensional device. It sees all as danger, except that which it deems as success. However, the ego's success is usually dangerous to someone else. So, we are offering you this deep insight into the true gift of honesty. Because as soul-aware, soul-empowered, and soul-embodying human beings, you can begin to practice this level of truth revealing itself. Truth revealing itself so that you have options about what to do with what you now know. The ego is almost a god in Washington, D.C. It's been put on a pedestal to such a degree that it's very hard for the soul to break through. However, in the past week, the ego has taken a major fall. And for one of the few times in American history, there is a window of opportunity for the soul of the nation to become the focus of Congress. Where the soul of an elected official can take the place of an ego that has stood down and allowed truth to be revealed, so that compassionate intelligence and enlightened action ensues. This is currently the situation in Washington, D.C. There is more soul searching going on right now than has been for absolutely over 100 years. Even your experiences at the Bay of Pigs with nuclear annihilation did not cause the amount of soul searching that is occurring now. To be honest requires courage. It means that you have to move beyond what you've known as a third-dimensional human being and recognize that there's more that you are ignorant of, but can be educated about. It means that you become vulnerable and open to what collaborative creativity can do when the ego surrenders to the soul and honesty guides behavior. Honesty is linked deliberately to accountability, because you can't be accountable to that which you do not know as true. You cannot be responsible to that which you cannot see as yours. You cannot show up when you don't know where to arrive. All three of these are now questions at the feet of each elected official throughout the entire country. You can't hide behind a party. You can't hide behind an ideology. You can't hide behind a news report. This is your soul searching. This is the revelation of truth through your honesty. In knowing how to behave, what it looks like, with whom, when, and why. There are gifts here, and there are opportunities present. Many individuals on Capitol Hill are becoming honest, and truths will be revealed for those willing to see. So you asked about recognizing truth. Well, the third-dimensional ego will always distort it, while a soul-aware individual will confront and face it. Do not underestimate the power of a soul, the power of the soul, in a person who doesn't even necessarily proclaim to be spiritual. You don't have to be spiritual to be soulful. Many individuals with great integrity were deeply soul-connected and never put a foot into a church, a synagogue, or a mosque. What they did recognize as sacred was the sanctity of their life force, the power of their voice, and the view from their own eyes. Your soul cannot be persuaded. It cannot be influenced. It is what it is, and it knows what it knows, and it learns as it grows. That makes it such a gift for innocence, purity, and collaborative creativity. Your soul doesn't engage in nonsense, but your ego often loves it. Because the ego doesn't truly understand what its sense is outside of fear, danger, and loss. The entire country is in fear and in danger and in loss. It can surrender the ego of this country to the soul of a nation, willing to be honest about its direction forward, with a commitment from every citizen to choose the well-being of their neighbors. We place this transmission into the energy of the United States of America, knowing that there will be those who will feel these frequencies and rise into honesty and out of defense. We understand how painful the struggle is, how hurtful the years have been. And as the veil is torn, how dark it may seem. But remember that in the darkness is the light. And the light shines in the darkness, and the light gives birth to new creation. Creation born out of ignorance and into illumination. And so we see this nation not simply rebuilding, but being reborn in an honest appreciation for what democracy offers. Not just each other, but the world as well. We've placed honesty in the context of the nation because you're in crisis. But the world is also in crisis. As COVID-19 continues to wear away the ego's power and lift the curtain on the power of the soul. You see, honesty isn't frightened by the truth. It knows that until the truth is received, there's a lot more danger. We talk of the fearlessness of your soul because in honesty, you recognize every potential fall or misappropriation or lack of direction. And you can prepare for it, you can plan for it, you can learn from it. The true fear comes from not knowing and being unable to do something about your own future. That's why the words soul empowerment are extremely important to your future. Because an empowered soul can do anything. Anywhere, with anyone, for the right reason. We ask you to feel your octahedrons, and we ask you to spin them clockwise. And feel the honesty pouring into your mind, your heart, your belly, your body, as the clear light illuminates the essence of your soul living within you. Relax into this honesty that will always lead you to safety, lift you into light, and celebrate you for the power of your life force. Breathe it in. Let it fill you up. Let it bring you strength and peace. And do not doubt that the mind of your soul can help you very profoundly in your third dimensional lives to be ever more successful than your ego could ever offer. Become aware of how much you are honoring your life force as it's pumped into you. And know that in honesty, you honor the life force from which you emerged. We ask you to place your hands at your heart inside your spinning octahedron. And bring forth your magenta roses. And allow this unconditional love to radiate into you as the peace, the calm, and the guidance of honesty fills you up. And it is in this place of profound beauty where honesty leads to creative and loving manifestation that we send you our blessings. Know that you have our support through the entire week ahead, and call upon us when you need us. We are here for you and remain your loving servants. Your octahedrons will stop spinning when your field has achieved all that it can absorb. And until then, enjoy.